We're taking a look at a revolver that's indoor field friendly in this episode of Airsoftology Reviews. So the big problem with a lot of CO2 airsoft pistols, especially the revolvers, is that they shoot a bit too hard. And by a bit too hard, they're typically well over in the 400 range and higher. So you're pretty much not gonna be able to use these things at any field you go to. Well, Elite Force saw that issue and has released their CQB Revolver to solve all those problems. So totally in this matte kind of gray with black accents, the CQB Revolver by Elite Force is definitely designed for those players that like to play up close and personal. It is CO2 powered, like we mentioned, but the FPS is well within limits. In fact, we'll get to the Chrono section and you'll see what those numbers are, but suffice to say, it's gonna be illegal at pretty much any field you ever plan on playing at. But before we get to that, let's hit on these externals and talk about what makes this gun tick. Like I said, on the outside, it is kind of this satiny, almost matte gray color. It's very unique. This is actually Elite Force's new color. Definitely stands out amongst the sea of other guns. Now, some people may prefer chrome or the blued look, but the gray is definitely different. And for field owners who want to make sure a CO2 pistol is okay to use, especially since a lot of revolvers aren't, having it this color lets it stand out on the field and know that, you know what, this one's good to go. That player is fine to use it. So I kind of like the direction they went with that. On the outside as well, you do have a couple markings here, kind of screen printed here on the side. The name Elite Force, CQB Revolver, caliber, and then of course the Elite Force shield over here. On the right side, the requisite legal requirements in white, and then down front, a unique serial number for each model. Rounding out the outside, you do get a black metal trigger, black hammer, black rear sight, which is adjustable for up and down, and the rear sight is adjustable left and right. So you actually can dial this thing in. And of course, like most revolvers, the front sight is going to be fixed. To pop the cylinder open, to get to where the rounds go, you simply pull this little lever here on the side. It swings on out, and you'll be able to access where the 6 shells go. Now in the box, you're gonna get 12 shells. You get the 6 that actually come shipping inside of the revolver itself, and then you'll get an additional 6 in a package that comes with it, which looks, actually, it's pretty nice. Usually they just kind of toss them in there. It's actually well merchandised, which I kind of like. Looks like something that should be hanging on a store shelf. And the other piece you get in the box is a Speedloader, which is nice. Now I've used some Speedloaders in airsoft revolvers, and they're kind of weird, but this one seems to line up very good and very easily. So we'll be able to pop it right in there. Boom, just that simple. I've got 6 rounds ready to go. When you're ready to change them out, you'll actually press this little lever here. It pops the rounds up, so you can just kind of dump them back in your hand and do quick reloads. For a revolver, this is actually pretty darn fast, especially with the quality of this Speedloader. They've actually did a good job lining those shells up, so when you put it right in the hole, it works perfectly. So with the cylinder locked back in position, you're ready to go. You can either use it in double action or single action, so it works both ways. You can either cock the hammer back, that's what I'm saying, and then get a nice light trigger pull, or you can actually just pull it from that forward hammer position each time. Now, of course, that's gonna be a really stiff trigger pull, which could take you a little off target, but again, if you're playing indoors, it's not gonna be an issue at all. Rounding out the externals, you do get a safety lever, which I like a lot. A lot of fields do require you to put your gun on safety and render it safe before you leave the field. Of course, you could always just take those shells out. That's one easy way to do it, considering that the BBs actually live in the front of the shells. But having a very clear safe here that's actually an S through a little hole, or in fire, it has a red dot next to an F, lets you know what mode you're in. Also, with the actual grip itself, it's kind of a rubberized plastic, but unlike a lot of revolvers where this grip opens up on the side to allow you to get inside to change the CO2, they opted to have these both on there. So guess what? For those of you who lost a grip on your revolver, which I've seen so many of those on the airsoft battlefield, you're not going to lose the grip on this one. In place of that, you do have the 12-gram cartridge goes right here on the bottom. They do include an Allen key, so you will need an Allen key to get this thing all the way out, put that 12-gram in, then and tighten it back up. I guess the only issue with that is you're going to need to keep that Allen key somewhere handy, and it could be a part you might lose. But good news is it's a standard size Allen key, so if you do lose it, if you can get a set anywhere at any hardware store, you should have no problem taking it right in here to be able to swap those 12 grams right out. Taking the Chrono, we saw low 300s. That was so refreshing to have a pistol that uses CO2 that you don't have to worry about overshooting someone because you're playing with that really hot gun. And of course, not even allowing that gun to be on the field. It's also really nice considering it's a short barrel. You still have pretty darn good accuracy. So guys, if you were looking to pick up a revolver and want something that will not pretty much shoot your opponent's head clean off, because a lot of those airsoft revolvers will do that because they shoot way too hot and aren't allowed in the field, definitely take a look at the Elite Force CQB Revolver. Price is on the low 100s, so it's actually very affordable. In fact, even less than most gas blowback pistols out there in the market. So it's going to be a little bit more wallet friendly for a premium offering that does come with a 60-day warranty. And if you guys want to learn more, as always, I have a link in the description below so you can check it out. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're not currently a subscriber, click on the logo in the bottom right or in the description and you'll always be in the know. Plus, if you like what you saw in this video and want to learn more, I've got a link down there as well. And if you haven't had your airsoft fix just yet, click in the videos on the right or use the info button at the top of the screen for more. And as the saying goes, everyone has an opinion and I do want to hear yours. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this video, comment, and share.